Hello everyone, and in today's test video you're gonna see something very new. So just 5 or 6 days ago, chess had officially announced a new form of game with like new form of a new format, I would say, which is named as the Fischer Random World Chess Championship. So we have already three formats of the game, which is first is classical, the long formats. Then we have rapid, the 25 minutes, 20 minutes games. Then we have blitz, which are 3 and 5 minute games, which are like short games. And recently we have a new format named the Fischer Random World Championship. So in this format, the pieces of the first row are jumbled. The pawns are technically not jumbled. Remain the same, but the first row of all the pieces is jumbled. So basically, this format had began 5 or 6 days ago, and now today or yesterday we had finals, and the finals were between Hikaru Nakamura and Yan Nepomniachtchi. Now I'm sorry I could not had the recap of all the games because I had a little bit of cough and cold. But as Nakamura has won the World Chess Championship, like the Fischer World Chess Championship, I have to show you all this game, right? So we have three games. Actually, we should have 5 games. Technically, um, uh, okay. So basically, what happened was that Nakamura and Yan Nepomniachtchi had to play 4 games, right? So if whoever wins more games or whoever score more points will win the Chess World Championship, the Fischer Random one. But they like Nakamura won one and drew. Then Nepomniachtchi won one and drew. So they both got 2-4 and 2-4. So that's why we had an Armageddon. So what happened was that Armageddon is a type of format in which white has more time than black, but if black draws or wins, black wins, and white can only if white has to win, white has to win. I mean, like if there's a draw, then black wins. So if you want to succeed as white, you have to win. You cannot draw. So basically, this is what happens, and I'm going to show you the games in which Nakamura and Nepomniachtchi win. I'm not going to show you the 2 draws. I'm just going to show you in which they win and the Armageddon, the final match who decides the world championship winner. If you're getting confused, don't worry. I'm going to explain this again while going through the games. So we have game 1. This is the game 1 between Nepomniachtchi and Nakamura. Nepomniachtchi is white, Nakamura is black. We see the pieces are shuffled. So no openings, just play. So we have b4, b5, and a4. So this is very common in all the games which have been played. Get the queens out early. Now after the trade, we have e6. Now we have knight c3. I'll be going a little fast because I don't want to explain each move as if it's not necessary, so I will not. So we have knight g6, knight g3. So they both are trying to get the development, and now Nakamura plays f5. We have e3. This is very symmetrical actually, except this pawn here. Then we have bishop e7 and b5. Now Nepomniachtchi pushes this pawn as he wants more space. Now Nakamura short castles. So castling in these positions is very weird. You never understand. Like it's difficult. Like how can you even do it? But it's done. It's short castles, and we have rook to a1. Now Nepomniachtchi is applying pressure on this file, and we have f4 pushed by Nakamura. We have knight g2, takes, and c6. Now Nakamura does not care, and he just plays c6, threatening this pawn. We have knight d4, defending it. And now instead of Nakamura taking it, Nakamura pushes c5. We have knight back to f3. Then we get bishop f6, right? Pressuring this diagonal, and that's why the rook moves to a3. Oh, sorry. Sometimes this happens. Yeah. Now, after rook a3, we have d5. Now, Nakamura, what mistake Nepomniachtchi did was to allow Nakamura to take the full center. And now Nepomniachtchi does not have any pawns there. Now we have bishop e2, thinking of castling maybe. and we have rook b7. Now Nakamura has defended this pawn, and now is potentially threatening things like d4 as the king hasn't castled. Now finally king castles, and we have queen to b8. We have e4 trying to break through the center, and Nakamura pushes. Now if Nakamura would have taken, then white would have had a very pleasant position because there was nothing white would fear of. And because Nakamura has pushed, now black has some very good and strong pawns. Now Nepomniachtchi is playing passive, right? Like his bishop is defending this. The knight has nowhere to go. The bishop is also not doing anything. The rook, while Nakamura is attacking, his knight can jump in here and like here. His bishop is defending and controlling this diagonal, and his pawns are just monsters. And now, see, I told you this bishop, as was doing nothing, is also applying pressure to this pawn. Now we have c4 to defend it, but we have en passant, which is c3 is gone, and now we have knight captures c3. Now this is a mistake because after a6, now Nakamura is threatening this pawn because the thing is that it cannot push, and if it takes, this file is just completely in the hands of black. So we have e5, and now Nakamura takes. So the queen is under pressure, so obviously takes, and now we have a huge series of trades. Okay, takes, 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 takes. Now Nakamura plays this very cleverly. After all this, black is a pawn up, and the king is exposed completely, right? The king is gone completely because double pawns, weak, open file, and exposed king. So all this favors in the all this is favoring for Nakamura and the strong pass pawn. So we have rook b4, trying to get all this and attacking the queen at the same time. Sorry. Now we have Nepomniachtchi defending the queen. Sorry, not defending it, moving it. Then we have bishop e5. Now Nakamura has played this, so this is under attack, and we have knight e4. So you might be thinking, why knight e4? Because this is under pressure and this is under pressure. You cannot protect both, right? You cannot have your king here because the rooks are coming, the queen is coming. So you have to play knight e4. And I'm not sure if that's the best move, but let's go. You have takes, king comes here, and bishop back. Nakamura is straight up 2 pawns, right? He's just straight up winning, according to me. Then we have rook d3 and queen e5. Now, he has some nasty plans, okay? He can always take this knight. I'm exposing it, okay? I'm just giving a spoiler. And, queen this, and there's everything. It's just unstoppable. Now, we have rook d1. And now Nakamura shocks everyone and plays move rook captures e4. Actually, to be very honest, while the game was going on, I found this move. My idea was, after this happens, you can take, and if you take back, I'm just straight up winning the rook, right? So takes, and now Nepomniachtchi tries taking knight and making things a little complicated, but Nakamura just plays rook, queen to g5 check, and after the king moves, Nakamura just takes. Now you see this queen, she's just defending both his friends so well. Like, this is just awfully awesome because the rook cannot do anything. Nakamura has 2 pawns and a bishop up, and the king is exposed, and white has no play. So we have takes, and then rook comes here, thinking of counterplay, and now we have this checks, and everything is there. And notice how Nakamura also defends his rook. We have king g2 and h6, creating an escape plan for the king, and we have rook c5. So Nakamura is just straight up a bishop up, and now if you think why Nakamura played this, was that after this, if white takes this and just straight up winning, there's a forced mate and white cannot stop it. So we had rook c2 trying to defend it, but Nakamura was too quick, and after all this, like, Nakamura played this and he's just winning. So the queen took, and this was just a little bit of formality and all. And Nakamura wins the first game. It was the first game of the finals out of the 4. because they had to play 4 games, so gets more points, wins the world championship. Now, second game they drew, so I'm not going to show that game. Third game, game on, Nepomniachtchi has to win this or draw this. If Nepomniachtchi loses, Nakamura wins it, the world championship. So this time Nakamura is white, Nepomniachtchi is black. Let's go. And this time, as you can see, the position is has changed a little bit from where it was. And let's go. Okay, so we start from e4 and d5. So we have g3. Now this is very common here, playing g3 and getting your bishop completely here. After the trades, Nakamura goes for f4, taking some space. And after all this, now black attacks the white's bishops, and generally in these positions, when your bishop has such a long and open diagonal, you don't want to trade, right? So Nakamura comes back, and he doesn't even want a bishop trade. So after some normal moves, black has castled. Black is also rerouting his knight, whereas white has still not yet castled, but he has got both the bishops laser beaming these diagonals. We have knight d4 now because he's centralizing his knight, attacking the bishop. And obviously, as usual, like not as usual, but also black does not also want to give his bishop. Now we have c4 attacking the bishop, and black takes the knight. And now you all might ask, why did he take the knight for the bishop? In these positions, as you all know, the bishop is important. But Nepomniachtchi had an idea. He played c6. Now this bishop is not as effective as it was, because this bishop is not blunt. It cannot come here. Definitely it cannot come here as well. What it's gonna do? So Nepomniachtchi's plan seems to be working. Okay, we had knight b3. Now for God's sake, everyone was wanting Nakamura to castle, but he had still not castled. We have e5. For that reason, he had e5 now. Because white has not castled, Nepomniachtchi is just straight up going all in. Now we have bishop e3 defending and a5. Now you cannot take this because after knight takes, you have these pawns rolling and the attack is just coming on to Nakamura. So hence he did not take and he played d4. Now this position is not in the favor of white. Let me tell you that. Black is straight up chopping it. You see the bishop has not moved yet, right? The bishop is waiting for this diagonal to open up and moving this knight. So this bishop is laser beaming here. So we have pawn captures d4, knight takes, and now all sorts of pressures coming on Nakamura's pieces. The knight is under attack, the bishop is under attack, it's pinned to the queen, and hence the knight moves, defending the bishop. We have b5. Now, this is a very common idea here, because obviously you want to open the file here, so your attack can actually work. And Nakamura finally castles, but I think it's too late now. Don't you all think? Because now if you castle, this pawn is very vulnerable. Actually here, this pawn was actually defended by the rook as well, but now after castling, we have, you can say that's an active rook, but come on. After all this, Nepomniachtchi just goes for the bishop, and simply Nepomniachtchi is attacking the king, and just after one move, after this knight moves, this pawn is gone, and that might be made. So, Hikaru tries to play queen b3. We have queen a7 and queen a3. Now, Nakamura is going to find this very difficult to defend. And actually, just to tell you that, Nakamura and Nepomniachtchi are very good defenders of the position. They would not resign until the last breath. So, we have this fight from Nakamura senior. Let's see what happens. And we have, knight to c4 and b4. And after all this takes, black has successfully managed to get this bishop here. And this pawn seems to be going. Now you all might think that, white just gets this rook here and all is good. What's the worry? Don't you all see this open file? Check. And now it has to go, and now it can be taken. And as I told you, and if you go here, we have check. And after, wait. So you cannot take this. Firstly, you cannot take this because we have this check. and this sweet lady goes here. So this was not possible. So the queen had to go here, and now white's king is extremely weak. Nakamura is going for some counterplay, thinking of f7, but Nepomniachtchi defends it, and now we have all this. And after this push, we have rook b3 trying to trade, obviously. So you know, the attack can be a little slow down, and obviously Nepomniachtchi would not trade, and Nakamura still trying to get to f7, but still trying, still hasn't given up. We have bishop c7, rook e2, and queen d6 defending the bishop, and there's no threat on f7, and giving these checks is meaningless. So Nakamura just plays rook d2, and there's something coming here. We have king e2. Nakamura is trying to defend, and I think Nakamura has got this under control now. The king is kind of safe. Bishop is not doing anything much, and after this, Nakamura is not losing. It's, really easy. Nakamura tries to get this attack, sort of trying to go h5, opening up the king, giving some perpetual checks to draw the game. But Nepomniachtchi is like, no man, I'm good. And after all this, when the dust settles, Nepomniachtchi, after Nakamura takes, Nepomniachtchi has a control of this too, and he has a passer. Don't forget. So he plays bishop g5, and now you have to take. But Nakamura blunders here. Now I think he might pin it. There's a check, and after he moves, we have f5, and Nakamura has nowhere to go. Right? This check was very important so that f5 could work. Now after this, f5, and now we have this. So after all the trades, black wins, because after Nakamura takes, black has 3 extra pawns, and white has only 1. So yeah, Nakamura loses. Nepomniachtchi wins, and this is a tie. Now first game Nakamura won, second game draw, third game Nepomniachtchi wins, and the fourth game I'm not sure, which is a draw. Now it's 2-2. It's draw. It's not. Yeah, it's draw. It's 2-2, right? So to decide this, we have last game, which is called the Armageddon. So any day when you find these 4 games and there's a draw between the points, like if they are tied, we always decide the winner with an Armageddon. Now the rule of the Armageddon works like white has extra time, black has low time, like lower than white, and if the game results in a draw, or if black wins. So even if there's a draw, black will win. So if white wants to succeed, he has to win. So we have the third game. We'll go here. Yeah, so this was the third game. Nakamura was white, Nepomniachtchi was black, and this was an Armageddon. Nakamura had more time than Nepomniachtchi. Not a lot, but enough, okay? So Nakamura had more time, and if Nakamura wants to win the World Chess Championship, this is the final. This is the last game. Whoever wins this takes $150,000 to his home. Yeah. So this game is for the title of the World Chess Championship, like Fischer random, and $150,000. So Nakamura has to win. If he draws, Nepomniachtchi wins. Or if Nakamura loses, obviously Nepomniachtchi wins. So let's go. Nakamura starts with b3. As I told you, this time the bishops are completely on the opposite sides. So we have d6, e4, e5, g3, and g6. Right now, all similar moves. Now Nakamura starts with f4, and Nepomniachtchi responds with f5. Now there's a huge tension here. I mean, come on, it's like tight. And after some trades, Nakamura had to lose one of his bishops. Okay, in this, he had to lose one of the bishops. Okay, either he would lose his light squared or dark squared. He chose to give up his light squared bishop and took the dark squared bishop. Now, in an endgame, this is a draw. Opposite color bishops, like Nepomniachtchi has a So white has a light square bishop, dark square bishop, and black has the light square bishop. So in an endgame, these positions, like with these bishops, are generally considered as draw. So Nakamura wouldn't want that, and he comes back, and Nakamura obviously doesn't want to queen trade. It's common sense because as he trades more pieces, more chances of a draw, and Nakamura does not want to draw. He has to win the world championship. Sorry. We have queen h5, trying to activate the queen, and queen f2, and now Nepomniachtchi is trying to get these pawns. He's looking for knight g4, and we have knight e2, and after some moves, Nepomniachtchi does not castle, but moves his king to b7, and now we have this bishop, very beautiful, and he might want to get his knights into the party. Not this knight maybe, and let's see. Okay, I told you knight g4, and Nakamura takes this one. Now Nakamura has to forcefully trade, right? And after all this, the position is equal, but Nepomniachtchi is winning. I mean, even if it does not win, it's a draw. This position is a draw, guys, because the position is equal, queens have been traded, opposite color bishops, and there's nothing here, right? So Nakamura obviously does not give up. He gets his knight and consolidates. He wants to attack, and that's why he attacks the knight. And after the knight moves, he plays knight f4, and we have rook e8, king b2. Now we have bishop to f3, and now there's pressure among the side. Now Nakamura tries to push. He obviously wants to damage black's structure and get his pawns. So Nakamura like, no man. Nepomniachtchi is like, no man, I'm good. Nakamura I'm gonna attack you. And after all this, the knight comes here, and we have this pawn which is under attack. But Nakamura wants this pawn, right? So we have takes, and now we have bishop g4, and after rook e3, wait a second, now what's happening? Now this knight is completely useless, right? It cannot go anywhere here, and it's just defending the bishop, which can be lost any moment from now, because after h5 you have anchored your bishop, but now this rook is going. As soon as the knight moves, this rook is gone. So he takes, thinking there's something, and after all this, Nepomniachtchi thought there was a fork here, so he could again win the material back, and then that would be a draw. But no, Nakamura finds this move, rook e8, and there's no fork. There's no fork, because if you take this rook, you have this trade, and if you take this rook, you have this. So Nepomniachtchi blunders, and after this rook moves, we just have an endgame here with Nakamura up in exchange. He's winning. Okay, so we have this. Nakamura gives this pawn, but he attacks the bishop, and he's also threatening the he's also threatening the pawn. Now we have okay, I'm a little tired. I'm usually not in the habit of speaking so much, and I have cough and cold, so sorry. So we have rook d2 now attacking this pawn, and now Nepomniachtchi has to act quick, right? He has to act quick. So we have knight captures h5 and bishop f5. Now Nakamura defends. It's passive, but it's working. Nakamura is now just winning. So we have rook h2, Nakamura comes back. Bishop e4, Nakamura comes here looking for knight d6, knight f6, and Nepomniachtchi tries to stop both, but now Nakamura has rook f8, and after d5, Nakamura just tries to trade because he's just an exchange up. Now after this check, he snaps the bishop. He snaps the bishop, and now this weak pawn, which the king can easily come, but not at the moment. Now Nakamura would also not like to lose this pawn, and after this, he comes here. He defends this, but wait a second, your king is unsafe here. There are twists in the game. So king is unsafe here, and He's threatening the mate. So it might not be the passer, but it might be the rooks delivering the mate. So we have a3 trying to play b4 and cut all the escape squares which b5 created so the king could go. We have check and the king comes back. The king is completely safe. And we have knight d4 and check comes here. Nakamura plays rook e7 and this after this is unstoppable. So king comes here, we have this, and now there's an unstoppable mate, which occurs with check, comes here, and nothing can stop this. So this is an unstoppable mate, nothing can stop it. Nakamura wins the World Chess Championship. This is his first ever World Chess Championship title. And this is the format. Don't think it's just a local tournament, being played somewhere for time pass and all. This is a format like the World Chess Championship. This is a Fischer Random World Chess Championship. It is equally important, not equally important maybe, but very very important. And Nakamura wins it in the first attempt, and he wins $150,000. So that's the story, guys. Now I really want to show you all two more games, not in this video, in the next video, which was in the same format, the Fischer Random, between Nakamura and world champion Magnus Carlsen. That's even more exciting. So let's see what happens there. So here, I just want to say thank you for watching this. If you all stayed here for that long, please like, share, and subscribe, and tell me in the comments which video do you want next. Bye bye.